Glenlawden and DS Agri were very busy last weekend. You can see the money has rocketed up, and they did about £195,000 worth of contracts, which is insane. I really appreciate it, guys. We have a load of money now, but there are a few more contracts, so I will be getting the server up again very soon. I do need to go through and feed the animals now because they used a fair bit of game time up. So going to get that done, and then we're going to get on with getting some more of our crops planted. So it's Friday evening after Llama. Just repairing the feeder tractor. It's a bit battered, and I figured it might actually make it a bit more enjoyable to drive. And here we are now in one of the 7810s, starting to plough in what I am calling Field 7 South. I think. I should know. I've just ploughed the thing. Give me a second. Yeah, Field 7 South. It's confusing because I've got the map on head up mode rather than north up, which is what I usually prefer. Kind of threw me. Yeah, so it's Friday evening. I got back from Llama this morning. It was insane. It really was. Totally amazing 2 days meeting everyone. Yeah, very cool. Really, really hope Giants do it next year. So, hopefully see a few more of you, maybe. So, I think this video is going to come out over the weekend, probably, but I'm not sure. It depends if I get everything finished, and because I was away basically for 3.5 days. There's kind of a gap in my YouTube schedule at the moment, so working to fill it around actually spending time with Mrs. D, having been away for 3 days, but she is exhausted after kind of being on her own for 3 days, so she's crashed out, and I'm doing this, and I'm not far behind her, to be fair. I am not far behind her. Right, so what I want to get done today, now that I've fed the animals, is get this grass ploughed in. We're going to lease a root crop planter, and we're going to plant some carrots. And I'm going to do in this field the suggestion I had from Rural Pilot that I've tried once before but never followed through on, which is to plant the middle of the field with the root crop, and then to plant the headlands with, I'm either going to do maize or barley, so it's going to be bonus silage. So we're just going to lease this root crop planter. So I'm going to get the 3-meter ridger with the 3-point on the back, and then the 3-meter planter, so we can do it in a single pass. With precision farming, you don't actually need to do the ridging. It offers you no benefit other than it being the correct thing to do. So why would you do this method of planting the middle of the field with a root crop and then headland with something else? 2 reasons. So often there are 2 reasons. The first one is it's quite a big field and we don't need that many carrots. Carrots is what I'm going to be planting. The second is that the premium edition crops have really limited angles. So they only run on the sort of the cardinal angle, so north, south, east, west. And that means it can all look a bit messy. So our fields run on those as well, so I can run on one of the directions that there is a terrain angle for, and we don't have the problem of the messy intersections that like Kartek and I got playing on Diddly Squat. So deals with that, and yeah, we don't end up with a ridiculous amount. You might spot in the background the potato heap has reduced significantly. That was because DS Agri did a whole load of potato planting contracts, so turned those excess potatoes into cash, which is brilliant. Obviously pays a lot better than just selling them because, you know, using the seed and potato seeding contracts pay really well, and we have all of the kit for it. So, yep. That was brilliant. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I've not decided yet whether I'm going to do corn or barley. I can do either, and basically I'll either whole crop silage it or I'll silage it. So we'll see. I will probably do that this month, so it's all growing in one go, and we can kind of roll the headland. That's the theory. That's the theory. But here we go. Obviously, I've got a worker finishing the ploughing off. I realised I'd done so much particularly ploughing in grass lately, that I wanted to do something else. So, yeah, that's why, like the last Saxor video, I did the entire video of ploughing in and then replanting grass. So, speaking of that, it was really cool. I got to sit in the Fendt MT. It was the 900. Wow, that is a big tractor. A general theme from Llama was everything is much bigger than it appears in game. So yeah, that was a beastly tractor. Very cool to sit in it. So one of the other things that they had there, apart from awesome like farm sim stuff, was actually, and it did use farm sim. It was on the Fendt stand for their. So in the combines, like in the 10T, you have the option to have the joystick for steering. They are adding that as an option to tractors for the bargain price of €5,000. Yeah, they tried to sell it to us. Again, didn't realize we were there because we like the video game. And the idea of that is it's apparently really good for doing a load of work. And it puts a lot less stress on your body because you're just moving the joystick rather than moving a big wheel around. So yeah, really want to try that now. So I have to have a little bit of a look for another cheap joystick and have a bit of a think about how I can make that work. So they kind of had like I think it was maybe speed limited. It wasn't for something that you could use on the road, but yeah, very cool, very cool. Yeah, I don't think really the last few days has actually processed in my brain yet from, hanging out with people like Mr. CDP and DJ and Pharmacop and FSG and VF, meeting the average Viking. Didn't really know his stuff, but very cool guy, very nice to have a chat with. And everyone else that I chatted to, Twin Cam, being Kartek, obviously I should probably mention him, shouldn't I? Yeah, probably. It was just really cool. But actually just standing chatting to some of these people that, other reasons you started doing farm sim stuff or even playing the game, and it's going to sound wrong, maybe, they're just real people. They're just like us. And yeah, it was very cool. And meeting people that really liked my stuff was very weird, but very cool. So yeah, if I met you and you were there because you wanted to chat to me, thank you. It was awesome and weird and humbling and lots of other words. So I really, really hope they do it next year. Maybe we can go even bigger. So I know there were some people that weren't aware that. I think they knew Farm Sim was there, but maybe not that there was a community element to it. So, yeah. I got to play a new version of Farm Sim. Farm Sim Kids. Yeah, spoiler. They had Farm Sim Kids running on a couple of... I think it was on a couple of tablets. Yeah, it was different. It was different. They did not announce anything about a new version of the game. There were no big announcements there. I suspect the next thing we're going to hear about anything to do with that or DLCs might be FarmCon in July, I think it is. So, yeah. First time watching FSL properly. Very different, kind of interesting. Watching it live is kind of engrossing. It kind of pulls you in, and it actually was really surprising how many people that really didn't look like they were there because they knew the game was there would stand and watch, 10, 20 minutes of FSL. Yeah, it really did kind of draw people in, which is good. Definitely good. Saw a bunch of, like real farming YouTubers, or thanks to Carsec actually have pointed most of them out. Saw Ollie Blogs, saw Tom Pemberton, all from afar pretty much. George Saunders, a bunch of others. Got to meet Caleb Cooper and have a little bit of a chat to him, thanks to people like DJ and the other guys knowing him. That was insane. Very nice guy. Yeah. So back to reality with a bump. Got home, back to feeding dogs, doing all that kind of stuff. My beloved car on, when was it? When did it throw it up? I think it was actually Wednesday evening, driving back from having food with everyone. Threw up a DPF fault again, so that was fun. But it's not a DPF fault. I think the DPF filter is the car's 130,000 miles, and so it tends to come up with the clogged alert very quickly. And previously, I don't know, I spoke about it, probably did. I chucked in a bottle of DPF cleaner, and that cleared it on drive to work. Picked up a bottle of that from a nearby Halfords. Picked up a funnel. The funnel wouldn't open up the anti-theft valve, so couldn't actually put it in. But drove home the 100 and something miles in fourth gear instead of fifth gear, and the extra heat seemed to have cleared it, so that was kind of cool. Apart from the kind of frustrating drive home, it made it home. Car's sorted, so we are good again. And I think probably my aging car needs a bottle of that stuff every month or so, maybe now, just to help clear out all of the gunk and stuff. I don't know with that kind of thing whether cold weather makes it worse. It's been unusually cold in the UK, so it's kind of weird because it had this is how it happened last time actually. Really long drive, and then a very short drive, and that's what threw it last time. So I don't know. Back to in-game stuff. You can see I am leaving a pretty ridiculous headland, so I left enough space on the long run to fit in 12 meters of planting, so that's either 2 runs of the planter or 3 runs of the seeder, and then I'm just leaving a pretty generous gap here. And so that I get something that looks slightly better, I'm lowering the implements, switch with the ridger on, pulling forwards a bit, and then putting the seeder on, because otherwise the seeder will seed into unridged ground. So just helps make it look a little bit neater. Not that it really matters, but and the base game workers doing a reasonable job for now of ploughing the field. Spoiler alert, for now. But so I'm end up leaving a reasonable amount of this field left. So I don't want to end up with insane amounts of carrots, because we are going to be selling them on actually pretty much straight away, because we will be leaving Scotland and the UK or somewhere in Europe. So realistically not going to be able to take loads of food with us, so we will have to buy it in when we get there. And maybe we could just do like a farm swap. So obviously there is the issue of import on the cows. Maybe we'll do some sort of farm swap. I don't know. I'm going to start looking around maps soon. Partly it's something a bit different, so had a few suggestions. I have a snoring dog next to me. Had a few suggestions for maps, and I thought I might just do like a little look round and see what takes my fancy, and a little bit like I did on here. But when I did it on here, I kind of knew where I was going, so it was just kind of a mini map to it, and let's have a look at the fire. So you can see I did say it was working okay with the base game worker. I think Cartec might be driving, not sure, but yeah, or DJ. Apparently he likes flipping tractors. Not sure. Either way, yep. Yeah, they are pretty determined to leave that tractor on its side. So, yeah. We'll rescue them in a moment. So, actually, one of the people I spoke the most to was VF and his brother. Reva, if you don't know his brother, he streams with VF on their realism experiment. And that was really cool because I think I've spoken about, VF's realism experiment was one of the things that inspired me to start doing this. So it was cool to actually sit and chat with him for a bit. And yeah, nice guy. And hopefully we might be doing some stuff in the future. So that would be cool. But yeah, it was just generally a very good couple of days away. And if I sound tired, it's because I really am. I really am. It's, yeah. I think it's a combination as well of the... It felt like they really had the aircon cranked in there. I guess it was heating, actually. Because it was very cold outside, so they probably really had the heat cranked up. And I think Kartek was saying that he could really feel it later on, because when we stayed very late on the first day, and he said it was really obvious that they'd turned the heating off. So I think that's partly what was drying my throat out a lot, but also talking a lot to people, a lot more than I'm used to. So yeah. Anyway, back to reality. There's a song in that somewhere, isn't there? And actually, maybe not really. So if you're over on Kartek's Discord, and again, this links back to, I'm sorry I'm talking about Llama a lot. So on the, I keep wanting to say Sunday, because it really felt like it. On the Thursday, FSL finished quite early, and they fired up the bale stacking challenge. And they basically, members of the public could go up, have a go. BF and Pharmacop commentating. It's quite funny. And then so there are a couple of guys. There's mostly, just people that were there having a go. There were a couple of guys from the FSL that were still there. They were insane, very competitive, very fun, like fun to watch them battle and be competitive. They dragged some of the creators up. Thanks, Dave from G Portal, for making sure that I was dragged up. Really appreciate that. Got third, not too bad. Having never even opened that mode before. And what that's inspired is on Kartek's Discord. We have a little bit of a competition running at the moment. And I did think I was doing quite well until Marnux turned up. Wow, is he fast. So, yeah. If you haven't seen that and you're on Kartek's Discord, or you want to get on there, go over there. So, yeah. I have to play on keyboard and mouse, obviously, because that's how you're supposed to do it. Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of addictive. It's just like that. Just one more go. Just one more go. Because it's pretty quick. Once you get that, you can... Anything over about 1:45, and you might as well start again at that point. Which is kind of funny, because my attempt at Llama was like 3 minutes something. But, yeah. Kind of, by the time I had a couple of goes at it, much better. Bit of practice, bit of experimentation with routes and stuff, and yeah. Didn't think I'd enjoy it, to be honest, but really did. Really did. So yeah, that's been that was kind of funny, kind of fun. Yeah, I'm kind of running out of stuff. I'm saying kind of a lot. But yeah, I'm going to have a look at some other maps. So there's a couple that have been suggested. I need to go through the list because you guys know I'm funny about stuff. So I will I'll have a look if I like the look of them, because that's step one. If I do like the look of them, I will probably have a little bit of a tour around, see if we can find a farm we fancy swapping with. But if you've got any more suggestions, stick them below. So that would be cool. And looking to, with the reduced schedule, also just try and mix in a few easy videos. And videos like that are kind of easy. So, yeah. Will have soon. I'm not sure if I can share it actually yet, but someone sent me a little sneak peek of a map, which I'm very excited about. Yeah, trying to set courseplay up to plough in field 1 north, because it's north. Having a bit of fun with courseplay not picking up the field boundary, but if I move it in a little bit, it does get it. So I did have to rework this course because I didn't put enough headlands in and it was getting stuck on the edge of map collision. So, but did get this done pretty much off camera. So that's all the ploughing done, and it means we can crack on with getting the planting done. Basically, done a lot of ploughing lately on camera. So what I'm going to do next is something a bit different, and might trigger some of you. If it does, it was a hiccup. It kind of triggers me as well. So if you don't like it, just ignore it. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I'm going to say we have a lot of slurry to use up, and the carrots need actually quite a lot of nitrogen. Okay, so we're going to repair the 4440. We're going to put dual narrows on it, because it should run in the ridges then, right? Yeah, should. Not sure why the FPS was so low, but it should run in the ridges. Now let's ignore the fact that the slurry tanker I'm going to be dragging behind me does not. Okay? It's fine. Basically, our slurry tanks are full, and it's a field I can chuck slurry on. So, people always say I do things the same too often. Well, they don't really. People like to see different things. This is something different, so we give it a whirl. Yes, it looks weird. It really does. But whatever crop we're going to plant in the headland area needs more nitrogen. The carrots need more nitrogen, and we've got excess slurry. So, but this did kind of trigger me. At this point, I was like, I should stop and go cultivate this bit. And then I was doing it in the ridges, and I was like, I shouldn't be doing this, but you know. We won't be doing it again, I'll put it that way. But the duals might be useful for doing some spraying or whatever. We are going to need to put more nitrogen on the carrots at the very least. So, yeah. Just go with it, okay? It was an experiment. Didn't really enjoy it, so we're not going to do it again. Yeah. Actually, one of the things I did see at Lama a lot. Thank you, Disco. I'm downstairs with the dogs, if you did hear that noise. One thing I did see a lot, and it's something that some of you guys have mentioned quite often, chip tuning. There were at least 2 booths there with like the plus 15% power, lots more torque, chip tuning stuff. So I am kind of tempted with some of the old tractors on here to break out the chip tuning. I think I've spoken about it several times, but in particular this guy, so I really like using it, but it's not quite got enough horsepower. Actually, there was one of these at the show, and I didn't see it. I don't know if Cartech, we did separate a couple of times occasionally, amicably, you know, got back together. It was fine. But yeah, I don't think Cartech mentioned seeing it. It was on one of John Deere, weren't actually there, but there were lots of John Deeres there. So yeah, but I would like to give this guy a little bit more power, and maybe the Fendt that we've got. So anyway, I want to say thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Really appreciate you guys supporting the channel. It's thanks to you guys that I went to Lama, because you paid for my hotel. So you're awesome. And if you enjoyed the video, click the like button. Comments, questions, or suggestions, map ideas, stick them below, and I will see you all next time.